Baka naman, baka naman, baka naman. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Baka naman.
We are back and we are here for Drag Race Philippines Slasion Royale.
It is a new season. It's a Philippine All-Star season, but also
It's a new format-ish.
correct. But it's also an international season. But with that being said, we are going to unpack everything. Kung na-miss nyo kami, great. Kung hindi nyo kami na-miss, that's a you problem.
We have a jam-packed episode. Some would argue too much happening in one episode.
Correct. Let's get right into like what the headlines are right now. Based on what I've been seeing online, it seems na iba ang experience sa mga tao who have watched it alone.
Yeah.
Like sa comforts ng room nila versus the people who saw it sa viewing parties.
Tayo
na,
parang every moment, every breathing moment ng mga bakla on screen para like, yes! Work! Diba? Parang ganun tayo lahat.
Gay sports talaga siya.
Correct.
But you know what? That's okay. I am from the school of thought na every time there is a new Drag Race season, I am very, very happy. And that sobrang, ako to ha, hindi nyo naman kailangan maging opinion to eh. Pero like, ang opinion ko for me, sobrang thoroughly entertaining yung episode kagabi.
Plus, I think, visual technical issues aside, the audio this time around is so much cleaner.
Yes.
So much more crisp. It took a few seasons, but we got here.
Correct. You know what? If every season becomes better than the previous one, then that's really good.
Correct. As in, like, kahit incrementally better, like, we have nowhere to go but up for Drag Race Philippines.
Correct. So let's get right into it. Workroom entrances, you know, the 20-minute clip and the entrances, they've been in existence for about a week and a half already. So we are very familiar with like what they say when they enter the workroom, what they wear when they enter the main stage. But let us still start. So up first, we have... Should I say, maybe this is too early to call, maybe this is too hot of a take, but the narrator of the season, I think...
Girl, it's not too early to call because as we have analyzed many seasons now, the first few, at least the first couple or like first 2 to 4 people walking into a workroom is a very critical and deliberate choice by production.
Correct.
Because these are the people that are gonna set the tone for reactions,
Yes.
for confessional
Correct.
clips.
Mga onomatopoeias. Like season 1, you had Cheche, which like, of course, it makes sense.
Correct.
Arizona as well, nung premiere niya. Season 3, it was
Angel.
So parang alam naman natin na siya ang both narrator and really the comic relief of the season. And this time, it comes as no surprise that it is Arizona mother-tucking Brandy.
And this look,
Yes.
I love there's still that Arizona campy essence, but it's not a campy look. It's a fashion look with just a sense of humor.
Yeah, definitely there is a nod to like how we remember her or when we last saw her nung season 2 where, you know, I guess kumain siya ng contact lens and then it developed into a skin disease that crawled into her dress because now this is what we have.
Ang cereal po ni Arizona for breakfast ay puro contact lens.
Correct. But also, if I am not mistaken, nakwento sa akin ni Arizona to, yung buong entrance line niya is that, hello everyone, my name is Arizona Brandy, your queen ng inang host of Drag Race Philippines, and I thank you. That's why I think nung pinost tong clip na to, nag-comment siya na your queen ng inang host because naikwento niya sa akin na she really came for the hosting gig. But they cut it, but just to put it into better context. Yeah.
I don't know if she pre-planned that or if it was off the cuff in the moment na pagkapasok niya, na-realize niyang siya ang una.
Correct.
I love that.
Yeah,
like,
so
great
you know,
moment for her.
a bit of insider info, but you will be able to put the pieces together because yun nga, nag-comment siya na your queen ng inang host because that is kind of like the fuller clip of what she did. Up next, we have
Did somebody order a drag queen?
5 New York girls. Charing,
5 New York girls?
we have from season 10 of the flagship franchise, Drag Race US, we have Miss Yua na lang.
Yua.
Yua na lang
Si Miss
daw.
Yua na lang. And arguably, she has really grown into this like cult following fan favorite
Yes.
with her bootleg series
Yes.
on YouTube. I love her energy because it's giving, I'm just glad to be here.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, we've sent the US franchise has sent multiple girls for the international franchises, and it's usually queens that have competed in All Stars before. It's queens that have, a little bit more of like a hunger or fierceness to compete. Yua's energy coming into Slation Royale is kind of just like, love it here.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, you have like a New York queen in Slation Royale. I mean, you are getting like arguably like really a top tier queen. And as someone who has worked with Yua about 2 years ago nung nag-dragcon kami ni Marina and nag-New York kami, sobrang she looked after us. Binigyan niya kami ng 2 racket.
Oh my
and
God.
like we went to her apartment. Doon nag-touch up. So like she is really, really such a vibe.
She's Mama Yu.
She's Mama Yu. And nakakatawa lang yung una nating frame is basically, or yung una nating interaction is basically between Arizona and Yua. And we could have spent another hour with these two and we would have had so many memes.
I would pay to see like a talk show with
Diba?
just these two. Again, production being very deliberate on which queens they pick to
Yes.
send in first into the workroom, because they automatically know, these two are gonna have great banter, but they're also gonna have really good individual humors
Yes.
na will really set the tone. Papasok yung sunod na bakla, mag-react yung dalawa. Papasok yung sunod na bakla, mag-react yung dalawa. So they're very smart with this.
Yes, definitely. And then up next, we have our token white woman who lives in Mandaluyong. No, I think. Diba? I think. So please welcome back. Diba? It's a brand new ding. It's Brigading up next.
She looks so good.
She does. She looks so expensive. I think yun
Girl.
talaga yung term. And there is a certain calmness and glow to her walking na tipong it is somebody who is just ready. Like, for what the competition is about to bring.
Plus, I love that she brought in her little bell. Parang trademark niya yan sa talk show niya. So, she's coming into this workroom parang, welcome to my talk show.
Correct.
With that, like, calm confidence
Yes.
about her. And, Brigading, peram naman ako nung damit. Kasya yata sa akin to. Hey.
Brigading coming back is actually very, very exciting in the sense na we see here somebody who has, in the 2-3 years since they last were on the show, really take the time to just grow, learn new things, be a mother, be
A businesswoman.
a businesswoman, be a talk show host. So, in terms of really being excited to see someone return and kung ano yung ginawa nila with their drag since they first went on the show, Brigading is parang, wow, and I wonder kung ano na yung bagong alchemy ng kanyang
Correct.
drag.
Talk of the town is parang start na daw nung redemption arc niya. And yeah, I agree in terms of like a drag race storyline
Yes.
sense of things. But for me, it's more like someone reclaiming her time. Like really stepping into their own and finally getting the recognition they deserve.
Correct. With that being said, kasi before Drag Race, si Brigading was already like a working actress, 'di ba? And then like a makeup artist. So it was just tipong parang wala naman talaga siyang dinagdag na bago in the sense because kind of like the soft skills and the hard skills were there. It's just that hindi na siya napakita, unfortunately, I think, sa season 1. But she has always had the goods, the strategic acumen, the foresight in terms of, taking her brand into a very, very commercial and wide encompassing space.
She talked about parang being in her head in the competition, and I know what that's like. I'm very familiar with how that
Okay.
feels like. It's a very relatable thing of kind of like getting in your own way at some point, but now being ready to just fully step in.
Yeah. Because for me talaga, like, nung Drag Race Philippines Season 1, Brigading was really the pinakamatunog na name coming into it. I remember when, I think they filmed Drag Race Season 1,
Girl,
I think December of 2021. Noong nagsisimula pala ako mag-TikTok noong 2021, kapag dinadub or ginagamit ni Brigading yung mga sound na ginagawa ko sa TikTok ng first half of 2021, sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako kasi like, Brigading na po siya. Diba?
Tsaka, I think sa episode ba yun na parang minention ni Hua na she already knew Brigading beforehand, having worked with her beforehand. A handful of other Ru girls have worked with Brigading prior to her coming onto the show. Like, for example, Denali Fox,
Yeah.
the Chicago Queens.
Yes.
They know her, they love her, they worked with her. And I think it's about time that Drag Race Philippines gives her that time.
Correct. So reclaiming her time, I think, really is the perfect way to kind of put this hopefully great run the Brigading will be showing us. Up next, we have
Hi, Siam! Sawadee ka! Oh my God.
I mean, we have had the great fortune of having Siam on our show last night.
Yes,
Such a sweetheart.
I was I shared a dressing room with
the
her.
three of us, yes.
Like we shared a dressing room and I asked my assistant to step in to also help her. So ano yan, si Alaga yan ngayon. Si Alaga
Okay.
namin yan siya ngayon. But she is so sweet.
Yes.
And like the little that she was able to share about me, about her experience without spoilers, she's very thankful for this opportunity, and to her, parang, it felt like the right choice at the right time.
Yes. Ang nagustuhan ko kay Siam from yesterday was, eventually we'll get into this, pero sa Q&A niya, there was this very like beauty queen like demeanor that she had dun sa Q&A, and then we got to experience that sa show, sa dressing room. It is so genuine. I don't think any of it is put on, and totoo yung sinabi ni Mama Pao na parang sobrang radiant niya because ganun po talaga siya as in. So hi Siam, sawadee ka.
Kaya bigay nyo na ang crown.
Correct. But yeah, talk about a really, really exciting premiere episode. We'll get into more of that later. Pero that bigay thing, I mean, talk about having so many memes. It's already so many viral moments already, and we're only like 3-4 minutes in.
Correct.
Of an episode that runs for an hour and 15 minutes.
Correct.
Okay. And then up next, we have ang pambansang bunganga, the one and only
Mrs. Pakita mo na, itodo na,
Mrs.
Laban!
We have Viñas Deluxe. Now, I think very important to kind of discuss this again, especially for the people who were not able to be part of the fandom yet when season 1 was airing. When Viñas got eliminated nung episode 7 niya, sobrang grabe yung talk of her doing All-Stars, and really the first conversation of when will the Philippines be doing an All-Stars, because Viñas Deluxe will surely be parang part of that.
She's really a fan favorite at like up until her elimination. I remember the season was airing, yung ate ko nag-message pa sa akin, galit na galit, bakit natanggal si Viñas?
Yes.
Parang ako, I don't know what to tell you, girl.
But they filmed this months ago already.
Correct.
But since then, Viñas has also really, really done the work. Now, a signed recording artist, also part of Rampa with si Brigading and si Precious.
I want to commend the intelligence of her team of releasing an album just before her
Correct.
season, her All-Star season premieres. Like the marketing, the strategy, I love that.
The timing of it all. And Viñas is also, I think, like the kind of competitor na parang she's been waiting for this. And when she comes into the season, like really confident, na tipong napatunayan niya na yung sarili niya sa design challenge before. We all know she can perform. We all know she can lip sync. She has a very, very strong grasp of her brand. So definitely the makings of someone who should do really well in an all-star season.
She has a lot of the Filipino sensibilities. Kaya bentang-benta siya sa fandom.
Correct.
Her humor, her drag, like just the way she carries herself, it's very Filipino in the best way.
Mm-hmm. And then nandun na naman yung with the fresher breath, fresher mouth. So, like yung opening confessionals pa lang niya, parang yes, this is that ease and that kind of kadog showan that we want from her. So I'm sure every week ang dami na naman niyang magti-trending na mga linya.
For more, just point blank period. Ang ganda niya.
Correct din yon.
Like yung entrance niya na she did a hair flip, which can sometimes be very
risky.
Very risky, very messy. Pero pagka ganun niya parang, ano to, cream silk commercial?
Diba? Yun na nga ang sinabi ni Bernie sa kanyang pamini challenge later. Pero
like, she's glowing.
And also the confessional look, I think, is just really on point. It's still camp,
but very tasteful.
Correct. But like there is like it's more focused, and it's the glow up that I think, we come to see every time there is an all-star season. And then up next, ang kinagigiliwan ng
mga chikiting, yes.
ng netizens ngayon, of course, from Drag Race Down Under, we have Ivory Glaze.
Airtime siya agad.
Correct.
Like this is a student of the game.
Correct.
Like she knows her Drag Race. She knows how to bring her Drag Race isms. She knows how to play her references.
Uh-huh. And meron pa siyang callback kay Turing doon sa...
Correct.
Na si Ate Tours nag-reply naman.
Correct.
Na parang, ikaw award ka, buti na lang, cute ka or something
Correct.
like...
Iniisip mo pala ako
Correct, ganon, di ba? So, wala lang. I mean, because part of the magic of Drag Race is when it becomes referential.
Yes.
So, the fact na cross-reference nga yung nangyari sa kanya doon sa Down
When
Under.
watching all of these many seasons of Drag Race pays off with just like pulling an obscure reference from this one season.
But what do you think of this look? Because this is very much, I think, something you would probably wear or borrow from someone.
It's a very fun look. I love that she spells out ivory. I love all of the pops of color with this. And I think she just looks gorgeous.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see, hopefully, sa design challenge, like what she brings. Because sa kanyang Meet the Queens, I kind of got that impression that she is a crafty queen and she feels fairly confident when it comes to like her design skills. Okay, up next, andito na po ang ML icon ng bansa.
Ang ating TikTok ML live player.
Correct. Ang ating queen na nawala ng Instagram account kaya umulit-ulit.
Please welcome to stage Bernie Diday in this I think si Angela, I don't play ML, I'm so sorry, but I think this is Angela from ML that she's referencing.
But this whole isa to sa I think most shared kind of like clips from the entrances when they were first published about a week and a half ago, because the reference really struck a chord with the people who got the reference.
This is something that I also experienced on my season. Parang there's a lot of nerds in the Drag Race fandom. So when you bring some type of nerdism onto the show, you are celebrated.
Yes. Pero syempre, ang pinaka-nakakatawa doon yung entrance line niya na gusto mo bang patungan kita? Ano yung akala mo like, whimsy, sabay. Hindi. Siya pa rin yung...
Bernie pa rin siya.
Yung Bernie na favorite natin na iniisip mo pa lang kung maghuhubad ba siya, nagawa na niya. Oo. Diba? Yun po siya. Lots of expectations, I guess, kay Bernie, sa opening confessional niya, she did say that she was part of the top 4. And then, if you just take a look at her body of work, sa season 2, she won her girl group challenge. She won the makeover challenge.
She's quite a fashion queen herself.
Yes, and we know she can perform. She had an iconic lip sync with Kat Kat. So, a lot of people use the term mother when it comes to Bernie, and I think that is definitely well-deserved, especially that she wants to nurse babies. Charing. Isip ko na, paano ako tatahiin tong mother? Hindi, yun na lang. Okay. So, yun siya. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to see kung anong mangyari kay Bernie. Confessionals pa lang, di ba? Kay Something Wong na matangkad siya, no? Pawisin nga lang. I mean, I think the Bernie that we're also getting here is far more unhinged. And
yes.
Parang, to use an improv term, mas front-footed siya. Hindi siya kasing timid as last time.
Mas confident siya, definitely. But I think she's also a bit more relaxed about it.
Yes.
She's a bit more in her element.
Yes, correct. So, very, very excited to see what Bernie brings. Up next, we have from France, we have Kitty Space. This look, personally, I think it's a pretty strong entrance look. In terms of just like tamang branding, but also alam naman natin yung mga entrance looks, medyo they have to be flexible because they might ask you to like jump into an aquarium or mag-flying trapeze.
Set yourself on fire.
Correct, diba?
It's a very quintessential drag look. A little bordering on safe for me, but it still makes a really good impression for her. And I think when it came to the challenge, she was probably thankful that she was wearing something that's a bit more like
dance-friendly.
Correct.
Yes. And then of course, I think nasabi niya to sa kanyang opening confessional or maybe the first few confessionals that she had. But like, because she is from France, extra eye on her when it comes to the design challenge because the
French
girls
queens know fashion.
Correct.
Girl.
Diba? As in...
I don't get to watch like all of the France episodes, but when I see a runway clip, girl... The French runways.
Also, Kitty Space comes from Drag Race France Season 2, which is highly regarded as like easily top 10 all-time, all franchises season. It's a great season. I saw it while it was airing. Ang ganda ng drama, ang ganda ng talent, ang ganda ng runway, and Katie was like up against really, really stiff competition.
She's not LGD season, right?
No, LGD was season 1. So, parang for me, dahil love na love ko yung cast na yun because lahat sila pasabog. Like, medyo mataas na expectation ko kay Katie to be able to bring it when it is needed.
Up next, Something Wicked, This Way Comes. True icon, like the first Asian queen on the first season of UK, which kind of really jump-started this onslaught of international franchises.
Correct. I mean, you can say that without Something Wong, baka hindi umabot si Marina sa UK versus the world because sila ang nag-lay ng foundation na yon, di ba? I mean, I know it's a reach, but like, ganun ka-importante yung season nila ng UK. And of course, gusto ko na simula pa lang ng confessional niya, sinabi ni Something Wong na, you know, you can't do an Asian season without a Chinese or Asian slur. A racist thing. I'm like, you know what? Yes.
Yes. Actually, when Asians lean into and, you know, kind of reclaim all of the racist jokes that we've been thrown over many decades, it's a lot more fun when it's us. It's a lot more fun when it's Asians. It's a lot more fun when it's like someone, you know, just the fact that you are a Chinese person takes on a Japanese drag name.
Before, correct, diba? Pero also, this look, actually, I like it. I don't know why. I'm not a look queen. But I really like this look just in terms of branding. And I think I particularly love the proportions because I've never seen her this parang elongated and body like nung UK season 1.
That's exactly what sells this look for me. It's how much more comfortable in her skin she is as compared to her season. She was really covered up because she was bigger then. Now she's lost a lot of weight and she's more just like, let's put on the sex. Let's put on the sex.
Yeah. Again, if you have not seen UK, it is just a great franchise.
You should see like the first episode of UK. I know if you've probably seen the latter seasons, the more recent seasons. Syempre production value mas mataas na yan.
Correct.
But the first season of UK has such a charm to it.
UK 1 is great. UK 2 is even better. People say 3 kind of drops the ball, but it has aged really well. And then 4, 5, and 6 are like the UK franchise is really good. Especially kung gusto nyo makita si RuPaul ng sobrang unhinged. Mas unhinged si RuPaul sa UK seasons.
The early seasons of UK really has the same like early season US charm. Because it was, I mean, aside from Thailand, which was kind of just like a licensed franchise at that point, UK was really the first RuPaul produced, Wow Presents produced international franchise. And you can kind of really feel that like early stages of starting to navigate what it is to bring Drag Race somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's pretty big in the sense that yung mga guest judges nila, Andrew Garfield, Spice Girls, medyo OA girl. As in like, if you have time, or you know, who has the time these days, find the time to watch the UK franchise. Up next, we have kind of a foreshadowing, according to you, Masaki. We have Madame Yoko from Drag Race Belgique with her luggage.
Yeah, I think she was kind of going for like a 60s mod, girl fresh off the train, just landed in Chicago moment with the luggage. But you know the girls are gonna say something about it. And you know the girls are gonna be like, she didn't unpack her shit so she could go home first. Like, I understand the creative decision behind it.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of being on Drag Race, parang...
I must admit, I think when I saw yung entrance si Madam Yoko, sa kanya yung tipong, I didn't really get like a clear, kind of like brief or intro lang. Like what should I expect from her? Nakuha ko sa Meet the Queens yan, na kumakanta siya, sorry, kaso wala na siya sa Girl Group Challenge next week and this was not a talent show. So yeah, I mean, of course, we know she goes home in this episode. Really wish it could have been a non-elimination if you think about it.
A non-elimination first episode,
Correct. Diba? Especially na alayin ng binyahe nila. But you know, you could also argue that every time somebody goes home, the stakes get raised on the next episode. But just as a look, again, I am not a look queen, but bilang kilala nyo ako na mahilig magsuot ng print at ng kulay.
Yeah, it's actually a really good look.
Yeah, I would probably wear this to the gym. Diba?
To the gym.
Yeah.
Magbubuhat ka na, dumbbell in one hand, the other hand with maleta.
Yes. So, up next, we have from Canada.
Season 2?
Season 2, we have Suki Doll. Sorry, pero silhouette pa lang. Silhouette pa lang. Hindi pa siya nagtuturn, hindi pa siya naglalakad. Tipong,
this That's how you do an entrance look.
I mean,
Girl.
Sinabi niya nga sa Meet the Queens niya, lahat lang naman na pinag-designan niya. 'Di ba? Mga hosts, si Rita Baga, si Brooklyn Heights, si Nikki Doll.
Isis Couture for her versus the world run.
Correct. Na parang, again, if you just wanna see an epic run, it's a pretty short run ni Isis Couture, sorry. Nung nag-Canada versus the world siya. Pero yung looks niya there, na sinabi nga ni Suki, she had a hand in making, medyo like jaw-dropping. And then when Suki turned this look, I'm like, I don't know kung nandun ka, you are a look queen and you see this like walk into the main stage, you will be like, fuck.
Kakabahan ako agad.
Yeah,
As in parang, alam mo yung papa-overthink agad ako sa laman ng luggage na parang, kaya one tapatan to.
Diba?
Ganun agad siya.
Saka ang maganda sa kanya, you know, it's not your, I guess, quintessential drag na malaki agad. Parang everything's so precise. It's like properly edited, but it's still very drag because you can say it's still dramatic.
It's the Mugler silhouette of the strong shoulders, small waist, pointed hips, but the color scheme and the material, it's still very like new and punk rock in a way.
I mean, I hope Suki makes it to the design challenge because I know she will mop the floor with whatever it is that she is going to create. I'm really, really excited for the looks ni Suki kasi talagang kahit yung looks pa lang niya dun sa pageant this week, I think they were quite exquisite.
And of course, last but not the least, from the highest IMDb rated season of Drag Race Philippines Season 3, Kiana. And again, noteworthy who comes in last. Because that's usually like, even though it's not really a gag cast, it's kind of like their way of saying this person is a gag cast.
Correct.
Our season, hello, Maxi.
Correct.
So Kiana coming in last was just very... I love that for her.
and I think of course it great writing to put Kiana last kasi medyo makuha mo yung reaction doon sa mga international girls. So parang, wait, didn't she just finish doing a season and now she's here? So parang... She's
the freshest in terms of like, in terms of recall. Kiana also built a really strong international fan base during our season.
Yes, definitely.
Angeria loved her. Hello.
Correct. Saka, the fact na si Kiana got 2 confessionals from other queens sa entrance pa lang niya, from Something Wong, from Yua, to kind of really reinforce that she is a major threat.
Bitch looks good.
Diba? Talagang yun siya. And then, of course, when she did her confessional, she said na she's known for looks. She's known for performances, splits, and for kind heart. Actually, doon ako sa kind heart. Because again, dahil ang episode 1, nag-establish tayo ng mga storyline na titignan natin, mas nag-zoom in ako dun sa kind heart. Ano kayang mangyayari sa kind-heartedness?
Ang ganda nung editing doon na pinakita yung away and lesbians. Para ako, oh my God.
Do you, diba? The kind heart. So talagang, mas doon ako nag-zoom in kasi parang, ooh, I wonder where this goes. So,
and it's giving parang tongue-in-cheek, semi-self-deprecating, relatable humor.
Yeah. Pero that's part of Kiana's charm because I think, because, you know, she is so cunty with her drag. I think in the first 5 episodes, we thought, parang we knew na pa she always had this parang bad bitch in her. And I say that lovingly, na finally nung lumabas siya sa Untucked, na parang, oh my God, we knew she's capable of like, biting. And I want to see how hard her dentist has worked and see how deep she bites. And that is it for our entrances. We have 5 Filipino queens and then we have 7 international queens. There was this shot of, you know, nung kinakausap na ni Mama Pao yung mga queens wherein group shots. And I'm like, this is pretty exciting. And then, of course, we get right into a mini challenge, diba? Sponsored by Cream Silk Hairography. So, very, very quickly lang. I went back to my advertising roots during the first quarter of this year. So, ako po ang lead account manager ng Cream Silk nung nilagay ko po, nung kinarir po namin tong project namin na Drag Race. So, as a former advertising girly, to just see my project kind of like, oh, it's there, it's on TV, the clients are happy, the audiences love it. It was an initiative that I shared with the Unilever clients, and then they were so open, they were so gay, so kinarir namin, and now it's here. So really, 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 really happy how this turned out. Loved working with the Full House team, with World of Wonder. So hopefully more kabaklaans from Cream Silk.
Plus, like, you know, having a titan of the Filipino industry, of the Filipino pop culture, be part of celebrating queer, not just Filipino queer identities, but like Asian queer identities is it's a really good moment for our community, I think, in like subtle ways.
Yeah. And also again, because they are our sponsors, and I have been working with this particular brand for about a year and a half now. They really do put their money where their mouth is, because una si Marina lang with yung kasama yung mga pageant girls, and then they got Eva and Minty. They were very supportive nung Pride, and now during this Drag Race season, it's just really nice to see a brand be able to support our community, even though it's not Pride Month, and to really, really walk the talk. So,
Exactly.
ikaw, nag-host ka rin nung PR event nila. Ako, nag-content ako kahit ganito lang kanipis yung buhok ko. Diba? Sabi nila, Baus, kahit wala kang buhok dahil bakla ka, go! Sponsoran ka namin. So, thank you. No, really, thank you so much. But of course, this hairography challenge there is very clearly naman, alam na natin kung bakit sponsor ni Cream Silk to. Dahil naman, strong hair ang labanan. Big wig energy, ika nga.
Alam mo, I want to know if these girls were briefed prior to coming into the competition, basically. If today yung hairography challenge. Because some of these girls came in super prepared.
Correct.
Girl, yung sobrang ugang-uga ako dun sa wig reveal ni Bernie. Kasi nauna parang pinapag-hair flip lang niya yung manika niya maliit.
Correct.
Para siyang nambabarang ganyan-ganyan. And then she takes off this like cunty-ass bob. Tapos naka-full blonde human hair na siya. Parang,
award.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then Arizona with the double ponytail.
Correct. That double ponytail ni Arizona. Again, Arizona still having like a clear grasp of how she wants her brand to be portrayed, what she knows her audience will like. Diba? Parang, this is gonna be like a little ballroom voguing adjacent with the hairography, but I will still serve bobo, comedy, and meron po kaming pinost along with Drag Scene PH yung reaction ng audience namin when this was happening. This was such a highlight. As in, sobrang tawang, I mean, girl.
They did something similar with our season of just like really starting off the season with a high energy mini challenge that will set the tone for the rest of the episode. They ate with this one.
Yes, and then of course yung kay Vinyas. Of course, tawa lang ako nung kay Vinyas. Sabi niya, nakakahilo pala, no? Sabay merong habol na confessional from Bernie na buti naman na, ay, ang ganda niya, no? Para siyang nag-cream silk. Parang ako, nag-cream silk.
Vinyas looked like she was shooting a commercial right there.
Correct.
Bakla. Ang ganda ni Mrs.
At meron tayong live commenting from Bernie. Salamat daw nga pala sabi nung brand dahil naisingit mo sila doon. 'Di ba? Parang tawan-tawa yung crowd doon kasi alam na nandun yung sponsors. It was just, like the way sponsorships are done in Drag Race. They're quite camp. But of course, again, this moment, when I say again, because Kiana also won the first mini challenge of her original season, siya na naman po, and wala naman pong nagko-complain kung bakit siya.
I mean, look at the material. Hello.
Correct, 'di ba? Parang it was still true to, like really just top tier hairography. 'Di ba?
Bakla yung bangs niya, kinalikot niyang ganun yung bangs niya. Nagsimula siya sa likod, ganyan, pak, tapos bilang, okay, bangs, pak.
Pasabog! 'Di ba? So congratulations Kiana, 20 poke ulit. For the mini challenge win. But of course, I think the bigger headline of this mini challenge win is that this mini challenge win came with an advantage.
Mm-hmm. She gets 5 additional seconds for her Miss Shutaka Q&A, and then she has the opportunity to give another girl a disadvantage of only 25 seconds for their Q&A.
Correct. And in-address to ni Arizona dun sa ating interview segment kahapon na parang she looked at that as a compliment. And I think Kiana also, tried to make a choice.
It was a diplomatic choice of, welcome muna natin yung mga international queens sa ating workroom. Wag muna natin silang kalabanin agad-agad.
Yeah, at pwede rin doon na kaya ginawa ni Kiana yung choice na yun is, sino yung kakayanin tong 5 less seconds? And I think when they shot this, Arizona already had a strong reputation of being a really killer roaster, a killer comedian. So parang if somebody was gonna be able to not just make it work, but ultimately turn things around with like 5 seconds less of a performance, it was going to be Arizona. With that being said, meron tayong ongoing storyline now of like the runners-up, diba? Nabanggit siya ni Kiana, nabanggit siya ni Arizona. We know that Marina Summers is gonna be part of the judging panel. So from just a storytelling standpoint, I wonder if this will eventually bear fruit once Marina joins Slation Royale.
Kasali siya? Sorry.
I mean, as a judge. Diba? So yun ang mga storyline na ating tinatrack.
And on that note, let's continue on into our discussion of Miss Shutaka. I think the best way that we can talk about is just go down the list of girls one by one, talk
Correct.
about their 2 looks and their Q&A performance.
Correct. And we'll do that after this break.
Ever since the Creams of Queens campaign came out, ang dami-dami ko nakikita nagtatanong, drag queen? Nakawig? Nag-e-endorse ng conditioner? Well, girl, I have 3 words for you. Human hair wigs. If you really think about it, we drag queens often have twice the amount of hair, or usually mas marami pa nga kasi medyo hoarder kami ng wig, that we need to take care of. Yung mga human hair na yan na fantasy namin to whip around on stage, syempre nahahaggard din yan. And not to mention what being under wig caps, long, luscious, thick wigs, and hot stage lights can do to our real hair. Kaya buti na lang, nandyan ang Cream Silk Triple Keratin Serum Conditioner. It has 30 times the amino acid serum to keep our fabulous hair ultimately strong and beautiful, both on and off the stage. Kaya Cream Silk, bigyan naman!
And we are back. Drag Race Philippines Nation Royale recap ng episode 1. But before that, ako po ay magpo-promote lang din. So I have a solo podcast called Kaya Pa Ba? And na-realize ko lang, when we were doing the season 3 recap, never ko palang pinromote sa episode natin.
Oh my God.
Solo podcast ko. Never ko siyang pinromote. So ito, pinapromote ko na po. So marami pong amazing guests. Ang aking latest guest this week ay si Charuth, the amazing comedian from TikTok and Pencil Box Comedy. So go to Kaya Pa Ba on Spotify and on YouTube for the latest episode.
Very insightful. It's a great listen for like the career people out there or like, the people that are very in tune with themselves and self-reflection. Maraming mga napupul. Favorite talaga yung episode was Tuesday.
Yung kay Tuesday. Medyo nag-trending talaga yun. Ang dami kong clips na over 1 million views. So, thank you naman. But yes, okay, let us go back to the drag race of it all. It is the return of Miss Shutaka. Just a bit of a trivia, cinematic parallels. Miss Shutaka 1 was won by Marina. The second Shutaka was won by Kiana. So just like the runner-ups of it all, it's just it's nice detail to take note of.
But one thing that is missing from this version, the Miss Shutaka in season 1, they were given characters.
Yes.
They were given roles that they needed to act out. This time around, there's not that question mark.
Correct. Because I think then, because it is the premiere episode, definitely this also serves like a branding exercise and a proper introduction of their drag to whoever is watching them for the first time. So up first, we have sa Roots to Runway. So we're gonna go by Queen. So their first runway, their second runway, and their performance in the Q&A. Up first, we have Suki Doll in this.
Representing Canada, I think this is an ode to the maple leaf.
Correct.
But with a bit of like an iridescent sheen kasi it's cold. Parang something like that. Yung storyline niya with this.
Ang ganda niya.
Girl,
masasabi ko.
It's what we should come to expect of Suki Doll.
Correct. And it would have been really nice if we got critiques from Suki Doll, especially Jimbo was there,
Actually,
ang kanyang fellow like Canada franchise sister, and to just be able to have the proper appreciation for what I think again was exquisite from Suki Doll.
Which by the way, let's quickly talk about finally having Drag Race girls, Drag Race winners on the panel. I think we need more of that. But I am missing a 4th person on this panel a little bit. I think maybe one of our regular Philippines judges or maybe like a celebrity guest judge could have also added an outsider's POV.
Like maybe si Queen Yasmin or somebody. Outsider's POV. I mean, a queen nonetheless, diba?
Correct.
Oh.
No, but I mean, parang we got great opinions. We got great feedback from the girls that know how it's done.
Yeah.
But parang sometimes we also need to look at drag from like the perspective of someone that's just here to appreciate the art form, doesn't
Correct.
really know how it's made.
Para ako, yung purpose ko dito.
Parang kulang tayo na parang walang kabanter si Mama Pau kasi.
Yeah,
may
gets.
ganun
Correct.
essence na nakulangan ako from this judges panel.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, a really great move to have Drag Race alumni, Drag Race winners on the panel because they're the ones that understand really what these girls are going through at the moment.
Yeah, all drag panel. Let's go to the reveal ni Suki Doll. The first dress, I mean, definitely was like asking for a reveal. And then when she finally revealed into, I don't know what the technical term is, but I'm just getting...
It's like a corset mini dress.
But also the wig. I really love the wig. As somebody na malaki ang labi, I feel so represented.
I love the theming of this. Parang it's kisses, it's hearts. And it just looks really good.
Yes. At ang kanyang question na nakuha ay, what advice would you give to someone who is afraid to come out? Great thesis, I think, kung ano yung maging gusto niyang focal point, which is parang ask the advice of an elder gay. So, and unfortunately, hindi niya na-shoot ang bola in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Pero, nakakakaba rin kasi siya yung una eh, if you think about it.
And, ayun niya, parang maganda yung idea niya. She's given 30 seconds, so parang how succinct can you give that answer?
Saka I think then, again, ano ba yung expectation sa challenge na to? Are they supposed to answer this as your traditional pageant or because this is still a drag race challenge?
Yes.
Kinailangan ba ng comedic sensibilities nung sagot? Right?
Medyo yun yung usap-usapan ngayon na parang there really is some briefing lost in translation
to the audience para lang we could evaluate it better.
I think when Mama Pao talked about this challenge in the workroom, she was talking about parang answering the Q&A with wisdom. But I think it was Bernie or someone brought it up na parang they were also told not to take it
too seriously.
Yeah,
sabi ni Bernie sa viewing party namin na, sorry, I'm not sure if she told this to me backstage. But anyway, basta sinabi ni Bernie na, basta just go for it. I think yung brief sa kanila. So,
that's why we had, a variety of answers.
A melting pot di umano.
Correct. Para may nag-push-ups, may penguin advocacy.
May nang-away ng John.
My friends!
My friends, diba? But now, let's go to Bernie, ang kanyang Roots to Runway. Of course, ang kanilang voiceover sa first look are really their pageant intros. Bernie already came in with comedy, diba?
Ang ganda nung, kung kasalanan po maging maganda, sorry.
Kung ako yan, kung kasalanan po ang maging maganda, ako po ay puro at nag-iisa. I don't know what that means. But yeah, ready ako makita yung comedy ni Bernie dito. Of course, quintessential Bernie to.
Yes.
Na like, katawan, back dress.
Very signature Patrick Isorena national costume.
Correct. So, parang this is like, really strong Bernie we would always expect. Ang kanyang reveal ay
gownage into gownage into gownage, pero panipis ng panipis at pahubad ng pahubad.
Correct. I think part ng voiceover niya was una parang debut not girl lang muna siya, and then nung na-discover niya na yung drag, and then ngayon na finally own niya na yung drag niya. Kaya pagtingin natin sa dulo, halos kaunti na lang ang natitira.
Correct. Parang may na lang siya, tissue sa suso, tissue sa kipay.
Correct. And pinerform ito sa viewing party namin last night when we saw all 3 outfits. Again, thank you, Bernie.
Quintessential Bernie.
Thank you for, treating our audience with, something they just saw on the show, and now they get to see it on stage. But then again, quintessential Bernie to, which I think, sa episode 1, you would kind of want to just remind people, this is what I do. This is what I do well. Para lang may baseline tayo of like where she can take it come the episodes moving forward.
Yes, exactly.
And then punta tayo sa kanyang question.
And Bernie's Q&A question was, do you believe love is love regardless of gender? And basically, ang sabi niya kay Maxi, bakit mo ko tinatanong, hindi mo rin ba alam?
Girl, I actually love this because yung D-Dye na nakuha natin sa season 2, maybe it was a bit on the timid side, but we have somebody here who's like, I will answer your question. However, I want to answer your question. And in the viewing party that we had last night, the room loved her approach na dog showin, na pilosopohin si Maxi. But also, I think ang underreported story here is Bernie gave a really strong comedic performance kagabi. Sa intro pa lang niya, nung tinanong siya ni Kalad Karen sa kanina Mama Pao, are you sure? Sabi niya, I'm sure, bitch. Come on, Pons! Tapos sabi pa siya, I don't feel any pressure right now.
Siya, very jack of all trades siya in this episode. Like, great looks, great confessionals, great humor, great performance on the main stage.
Correct. Jane of all trades.
Jane
Baka
of all
i-clock
trades.
tayo ng internet. O, diba?
I'm so sorry.
Pero yes, diba? Parang for me, I think you could argue na Bernie may have given like a high-worthy performance sa Q&A. I mean, looks-wise, parang, okay, there were maybe more inventive looks. Pero sa Q&A, personally, as someone who does like improv pageants for a living, I thought she gave such joke-dense answers that gave people a glimpse of her branding, but also she did not really, she still answered the questions.
Yeah, I think siguro parang this is a Bernie safe.
Yeah.
Parang we have seen her do spectacularly better than this, but this was
Tama.
also really good. So it's a Bernie safe. So I think gets
Which
ko
is,
naman.
that is also maybe
A Bernie safe is probably a lot of other girls' stuff.
correct. Kasi parang we know that she is capable of like operating at such a high level.
Yes.
So parang it's a bit unfair, but I do feel like she gave such a strong comedic performance. Up next, we have Something Wong. Ang kanyang look ay British-inspired.
Yes,
na,
from Roots to Runway, where she's talking about how basically her heritage for her is being British,
Yes.
which actually I feel like the critique was a little bit of a lack of foresight from the judges on that part. Kasi, yeah, these are Asian girls, but if you want to talk about heritage, if you want to talk about upbringing, if you want to talk about the girl's background, let them bring it up in a way that they know how to.
Correct.
And if Something Wong, aside from like her racist name, her heritage is British, let her celebrate that heritage.
And I think sinabi niya yun dun sa untalked portion of the episode na parang that's actually something she has struggled
Yeah.
with. Na parang like finding the Asianness. And I hope I say this with a lot of care and being cautious with my words. Pero parang nung sinabi niya, parang yes, that is actually kind of a valid concern. Like, she identifies as Asian, but like, is it Asian enough to other
Yeah.
people? And I don't know, that was for me such a hard moment to watch nung nag-breakdown siya sa Untalk.
And then we have Something's reveals on reveals category.
Yes.
Ano man yung category? We have her reveal look, which
She revealed into her like most authentic self. Parang ganun yung
reveal yourself. Yeah, the reveal yourself
Correct.
category. I was trying to process the first look. It was a lot. I'm not saying it's a bad look, but the first look was definitely a lot, and then it just became more and more and more and more and more, even though she was wearing less and less and less.
Yeah, I think definitely it was hinged on a lot of humor, and I think
Yes.
the way she sold the look sa runway talagang very like over the top and dramatic. But then I guess sabi nga ni Maxi parang it needed to be executed better. And maybe that comes both in the presentation and the looks. But I considered her to be like kind of a comedy queen. So like I was okay with how she sold it.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of something na
Something.
that's something that I observed last night, and I don't know how like we're going to carry on with this in the future episodes. But to me, there were a lot of, not specifically for Something, but there were a lot of jokes that would have done well on these girls' respective franchises that don't land here.
Correct.
And
So-
I don't know if that's like is that a production thing? Is that a...
Like, ano bang lens yung ginagamit natin sa
Oo.
pag-evaluate ng runway? That is very important because, it is called Drag Race Philippines, but it's an international season.
Yeah.
So, you have an international panel. So, like, how are we going to assess itong mga drag na to? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the judging is still somewhat subjective because it comes from their opinion. So,
Oo, mas parang syempre mas may Filipino biases on judging kasi of course we have the host and then we have
Yeah.
a Filipino
audience, of course,
yeah,
who watches it.
It's not just specific to Drag Race Philippines Station Roy. I think with all the international seasons, this is a conversation that is developing of how well do the girls really do or how well do the girls do given the context
Correct.
of where they're
Yeah.
doing the
yeah,
competition.
of course we say this knowing that when this show was shot, judges probably asked them like the story, the inspiration, but of course baka wala na siya sa edit, it's left in the cutting room floor. Pero yun lang, parang to just maybe have a little more informed view of what these artists are trying to present in front of
Yes.
us, especially knowing that these are seasoned artists, who have a creative process, who respect a creative process. So, yun lang, something to just think about.
Okay, so for Something Wong's Q&A, her question was, what would you say to a trans person that feels like they don't belong? And she decided to do some push-ups.
Yes. I'm gonna try to like listen to what something said again para kahit pa paano naman ma-evaluate.
Oo.
Kasi sabi lang natin to evaluate fairly. So, evaluate din natin fairly kung ano yung sinabi niya habang siya ay nagpo-push up. You know, content-wise, may laman yung sinabi ni Something Wrong. It is about really chosen family and the importance of it, especially if, you know, if that is the only safe space you have left.
I think what weakens this is I get the idea of parang siguro if they were given the brief of don't take this too seriously, I get where the idea comes from. It's more of just like the timing.
Yeah.
The context of the joke of having to do push-ups. Kasi Bernie shows how you can do it well of like being in the moment of taking it not seriously but within the context of what was going on compared to this na she started doing push-ups kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, and of course it, you know, in terms of the edit trying to make us feel a certain way, we also got cutaway reactions from the queens sa parang medyo, that's interesting.
And the background track.
And the background track. So definitely the edit is trying to make us feel a certain way in terms of how we are going to evaluate the push-up scene. Pero content-wise, I think she was really onto something. Or something. Ding!
Okay, and moving on to Arizona Brandy, her roots to runway look.
I mean, this look was already really, really good. But because we experienced the production number that she did in this look sa viewing party kagabi, that was like, you know, an ode to like Filipino folk dance with like a little modernized, medyo like budots adjacent dance choreography. And then she also invited the royalties on stage. I will always take this look with like such fun and exciting memories.
And ako naman parang trying to look at it of, you know, like the Drag Race fear of how did we last see Arizona versus how we see her in this episode versus how we see her in this look. Mama Pao calling it the best she's ever looked. I think she's really onto something with that.
Yes.
Because grabe, the evolution of Arizona's drag from season 2 to now to that runway look specifically.
Especially, you know, when we left off Arizona sa season 2 storyline niya na parang it was the looks,
runways.
Yung looks yung parang nag-hold back sa kanya or cost her a number of higher placements. But this time, first showing ng runway, you know,
she's ready.
She's ready. But also, let us talk about that amazing introduction. 'Di ba? Na parang aanhin mo ang 1 kilo ng gulay kung mas mura pa ang isang baso ng tagay, that when you translate into Tagalog, what will you do with something of a vegetable if something liquor is more affordable? The way it was written in terms of yung Tagalog version had a clear meter and rhythm and rhyme.
The girl is intelligent in 2 languages.
Tapos pag tinranslate mo siya sa English, she keeps that same rhyme and rhythm, and because she was able to do so in English, the whole concept just becomes more of a genius creation from Arizona.
I've seen some international fans be like, I don't need subtitles, I have Arizona.
I know.
May ganun sila. And
I love her. Yun lang.
being funny is one thing.
Correct.
Being funny in 2 languages.
Correct.
My God.
And also, like, let us take this time to talk about Arizona's confessional game. Because I think, you know, it's one thing to be able to narrate a season compellingly, like this person here, diba? But to do it in such a way na merong pa ring comedic value yung binibitawan mong salita, while it also advances the plot, is a whole other next level talent being displayed in front of us.
She's perfectly cast for this season because she is appealing and, you know, parang showcasing herself to the international audience while still being true to her very Filipino, very Cubao drag sensibility.
Yeah. I mean, I love it because, you know, I worked with Arizona sa mga roasts the last 2 years. The way she just takes everything seriously in terms of just comedy in general, nakakatawa na parang, oh my God, this is why you continue to do the work, because it can result in something really, really beautiful. Which now leads to her second runway. Putang inang reveal to po. Ano na, girl?
The bangs!
Yung Merkin na naging bangs na tipong, again, she gave us a new Arizona, but also but still the same Arizona we've come to love. I don't know, she was just such a delight to watch in this premiere.
This is Arizona Brandy fully evolved.
Correct. Like, dito talaga yung na-affirm siya na magaling siyang komedyante. So, ina-apply niya yon at every turn, at every corner ng competition.
Without the comedy taking over the full
Yes.
performance.
Oh my God. I mean, it's pretty amazing competitor that we're getting talaga from Arizona Brandy. And then it's not even done because when we get to her Q&A, ang tanong sa kanya is, how will you use your platform to promote inclusivity and understanding for the LGBTQIA+ community? Sabi niya, you know what? I am going to produce this moment. Binigyan niyo ko ng tinik sa lalamunan kanina ng mini challenge. Let me use this to inform my answer. And guess what, bitches? It will take me 3 seconds to say, and I thank you, because I really only needed 17 seconds to get my point across. Girl!
Masterclass.
Sobrang galing.
Masterclass.
At ang pinaka nakakatawa nung dineliver ni Arizona to, alam mo yung sobrang beast mode.
May fire in her eyes.
Correct.
She was so dignified.
Correct.
Oh my God.
Na tipong like, masushoot ko tong bola na to and you will be floored. And our audience really was floored when they watched it with Arizona in the room.
She could arguably have been in the top.
Yes.
And I think
definitely.
a lot of people are arguing that online.
Correct. Pero like, I mean, I mean, I'm just in awe. Ayun lang talaga. And wow, we are very excited to see what else she's going to bring. It's the girl group challenge next week. She won her girl group challenge during her season. So again, maybe even higher expectations this time, especially now that we know that she has full agency of her talents, of her genius. So we cannot wait to see how this turns out.
And up next, we have our gorgeous queen from Down Under. We have Ivory Glaze, and her first look is this very pageant black gown. But I don't know if they didn't. She wasn't able to talk about it, but I think it's giving like a Black Widow spider reference because it was a black gown with like some red paneling on the back and a little bit of red jewelry, and then her hair was kind of giving spider legs, spider web, yeah.
So, it could have been that, but of course, mas importante na makuha natin ang kanyang very important lesson na shinare sa audience, which is to never leave any dick unsucked. I mean, diba? There is the Declaration of Independence, and then there is the Ivory Glaze wisdom of never leave a dick unsucked.
Yeah, I think this will go down in the history books as philosopher Ivy Glaze once
Correct.
said. Ivory Glaze once said.
Cultural reset.
Correct.
Diba? Sabi nga nila. Pero like, I mean, I felt very seen when I heard those lines. Okay.
And then with her reveal yourself look, she fully embraces her Chinese heritage and goes into this parang very like Chinese opera-esque, but also burlesque, like one by one, piece by piece reveal into parang nakaampaw na lang siya sa suso at sa kanyang puke.
Correct. And also like sa sobrang tangkad na niya, she still had the nerve to wear such a big hair para talaga, you know what?
She's a hair girl.
She's a hair girl, 'di ba? I mean, work, mama. At ang kanyang Q&A question.
Yes, with her our beloved penguin advocate, Ivory Glaze.
Correct. 'Di ba? Ang kanyang sinagot is parang, just think of it as penguin. Sa tipong, honestly, sobrang may sense yung sinabi niya.
I kinda get it, yeah.
Like, as a figure of speech.
As a figure of speech.
Oh, correct.
But I think it, smart humor mistimed.
Yeah,
Parang a bit
pero
of
for me,
that.
I personally did not mind it. We saw her to be like quite the quirky queen with the design and then the confessional chair. So naturally, we would get penguin sa sagot niya, 'di ba? So tipong like penguin lives matter. Yun lang naman
Yes,
talaga.
penguin lives matter.
'Di ba? Up next, we have Viñas Deluxe.
Sa kanyang first look, pinatunayan niyang di biro maging nurse, dapat marunong sa sakit.
Correct.
Marunong mag-alaga,
Yung bang may malasakit. She'll galit sa sakit, may malasakit.
ACS.
Diba? But also just, ang ganda. Meron talagang, medyo unfair rin kasi na pag gumiti si Viñas, nakuha ng camera, like the whole room just melts.
Her smile literally takes over her face.
Yeah.
And her makeup here tonight is really, ang ganda niya eh. Maganda
Correct.
siya eh.
And she knows it and she uses it like to really gain competitive advantage, and rightfully so. But also, let's talk about this look. Of course, ang kanyang intro voiceover was a nod to I think the second profession built on Earth, which are giving
Yes.
paggawa ng puto bongbong. Yun po yung sinasabi. Kala nyo Ano akala nyo, ginajakol yung nota? Ha? Kayo talaga, utak nyo.
I love the rhyming convention of, ilabas sa mga ducks because I love cocks.
Correct.
Shocks.
Diba? I mean, talk about a rhymer as well.
And then moving on to her reveal na she kind of took a more serious route, showing a more spiritual side to her.
Yeah, which is like a great way to kind of interpret the reveal theme. Kasi parang reveal yourself is like, in a way, if you want to share more of like the intimate parts of yourself, like she talked about her spirituality, and I actually really, really love that.
What I also really loved about this look is just the garment ingenuity of yung kung paano na-construct yung reveal of its flaps and then you flip it over to the other side. Tapos andun yung shroud of Turing. Charot.
Correct, diba? Talagang sabi niya, Bog, si Kristo ay gunitain. O, diba? Sabi niya, pasabog. But also, like, even without the reveal yet, really the construction of this white gown, medyo like Star Magic Ball levels na naman itong paandar ni Mrs. And for me, I personally could have nawaw na ako, wala pa yung reveal. Pero nung pinakita pa niya yon, it was...
Yung reveal ni Sanya Lopez is shaking.
But yes, ang kanyang Q&A question is, what would you say to a parent struggling to, I think, understand their LGBTQIA+ child? You know, in improv, we always teach people, or we learn that try to go for personal truths right away. And Venus was able to get there fast.
She locked in with, taking again a more sentimental, more vulnerable route, which on the first episode of her All-Star season, I think is a really great showing. Kasi kilala siya for her comedy, for her humor, for her camp. And then now she's showing here na she's not just beautiful, but she's beautiful with a heart.
Correct. And maganda pa doon, kahit, very, very sincere, very tender yung binigay niya na sagot, she still ended it with like a comedic note sa dulo. Like, now I am known for my mouth. Diba? Tipong, like, there's some innuendo there, but like, I think the precision of her answer na parang tamang puso na merong konting kurot ng kadogshawaan, I think was really, really a great move on her part.
I don't know if it was because she was safe, she didn't get critiques, but I kind of feel like Venus was under-edited in this episode.
Yes! Ako, nabitin ako sa edit sa kanya,
diba?
Because ang mga nakuha natin sa kanya were mostly parang reaction shots, onomatopoeia, parang I wanted to get more confessionals in terms of like, what does this return to the competition? What does this return to the competition mean? Diba? Who does she view as her threats? Does she even view anyone as a threat? Parang just really the game player na I know meron si Viñas. Parang I just wish we got more of that sa confessional chair.
Yes, exactly. Up next, we have Hi Siam! Sawadee ka! I will not get tired of this all season long.
Oh my God. The roots to runway na look niya. As someone who has been a fan of the 128 pieces set ng Crayola, nung bata ako, I'm like, this is like so festive. I mean, ang dami rin niyang details sa kanyang personal truth, diba? Like, she was never able to win a badge. It was also a nod to, Thailand, passing same-sex marriage, one of, like, I think the first country in Southeast Asia. Parang pinagkasya niya lahat, and it did not feel convoluted.
Yes. I just love it whenever a queen makes a rainbow look work without being like, rainbow stripe, campy.
Yeah.
Like, this is the fashion. And she knows it. The way that she walked out on that runway, knowing how good she looks, the charisma, the fierceness, like the look in her eye of like, yes, I will be walking cunt down this runway today. My God.
Yes. And isa pa yun sa parang wineponize niya. She knows she's gorgeous. Diba? But she sells it just enough, diba? Just right in the pocket of like, how it is needed for the particular challenge. And then we move on to her reveal na can I just say,
It was an understated but not underwhelming reveal.
it was still very inventive. 'Di ba? Because parang, wait, ano pa rin po to? This is still very much like a personal branding of me as a Thai queen. And then, andun ang food. Nung nakita ko to, parang ginusto kong umorder sa Kaukai, sa Grab,
Correct.
agad-agad. 'Di ba?
The other girls definitely went with the route of like reveal yourself, revealing slowly
Correct.
into less and less clothing. But she took one thing off, took a prop from her back, and then delivered.
Yeah. Sorry,
that
she
was it.
looks so amazing. She looks gorgeous. Beautiful. And then, yung parang meron siyang bilao na tinitinda. I mean, it was really good. Very precise, very clean. Love it.
And then for her Q&A, her question is, why do you think some people struggle to understand the trans community? And I again, this is a moment of her speaking from her heart because in a way, she's kind of talking about herself and her journey and how she feels getting onto this season of like, it's your time. You should accept the responsibility for your own happiness
Correct.
because that's the only thing that matters. Na para pag namatay ka, wala namang pakiibang mga tao kung masaya ka. Ikaw
Yeah.
yung nakapag-take advantage of that happiness.
I mean, it's so personal but also like a universal and timeless message. So talagang, I mean, ito yung tipong beauty pageant Miss You levels yung sagot
correct.
niya.
Pag ano
Diba?
na to, pag sinagot niyo to sa Miss Grand, para pasabog siya dyan.
Correct. Tapos yung gesture niya when she was about to end her answer, tumuro siya. Tapos gano'n, tipong, yeah, I know, I killed that. So tipong, lovely, lovely, lovely.
Plus a really great showing for her on the first episode. She's a little, I think she was a little bit of an underdog coming into the promotions for this season. Thailand season 3 did not make as big of a splash as other franchises. Actually, she's much more recently off her season than Kiana is.
Yeah.
But yun nga, parang medyo underdog siya dito. So this was a really great showing for her on the first episode of just like making a name for herself in this competition.
Yes. Up next, Brigiding, ang kanyang roots to runway is this editorial, fashion-forward
yes.
look. It's so good. It was in the promo.
What I love about it is, yes, it's very Filipiniana, but there's also a lot of like Southeast Asian sensibilities here that I think not just Filipinos would love. And she looks immaculate.
Yes.
In Tagalog, kamukha niya si Mama Mary.
And totoo naman talaga. Kamukha naman talaga niya si Mama Mary. And then, of course, we go to her reveal runway na Phoenix rising from the ashes. I mean, talk about a statement. Talk about telling everyone, I am ready for battle this season. And you never really know when a runway will land on that particular week. But the fact that this look landed sa first episode, it kind of just like it all fell into place in terms of the story na mangyayari kay Brigiding.
As a Brigiding stan, this look, like, it felt very emotional.
Yeah, yun yung term.
It
emotional.
felt very personal na talagang kinuwento niya what she came here to do with that runway.
Yes.
And they all look so good. Like, every stage of that reveal looks good. Kasi sometimes, yung mga reveal, parang parang mga Pokemon na ang middle stage evolution, medyo awkward, medyo weird.
Medyo metapod. Charing.
Oo. Siya hindi. Talagang every time may tatanggalin siya, ang ganda. Buo yung look. Magtatanggal siya, ang ganda. Buo yung look. Like,
and then I was also checking some of the comments online na parang they were so impressed din sa Q&A sagot ni Brigiding na parang if you could travel in time, where would you go? And ang ganda ng sagot niya was like, to the future where...
Very optimistic.
She is very optimistic and hopeful that acceptance and love will prevail through to the mother image that she has, through to the leader that she continues to become and to step into. So it was just like a really, really great answer.
The easy other route for that question is, go back to the past, change things, make things better. But she was very like, no, I know we're on the right track. So I want to go to the future where all of that pays off.
Ganon! Up next, we have Madam Yoko. Ang kanyang roots to runway ay, of course, a nod to Belgian soldiers.
It's like this like military gown. I actually liked it. I think it was a good look. I don't think Para I personally don't have negative critiques on this look.
I mean, pants on the runway, mama.
Yeah.
Diba?
She did it well. It fits her really well. The garment was constructed obviously really well. It was more so really on the reveal yourself look.
Na parang buto muna siya.
Yes.
Tapos eventually naging
Muscle, tissue.
laman na lang. Parang as a biology major.
I
diba?
agree with Maxi's critique on the hair. Kasi she went down in this like parang mullet.
Like.
And it's like, it's a reveal runway. Parang, would it have been too much to ask for maybe just one more wig on top so she could have at least revealed into that mullet if she really wanted to do that hair for that runway. And ayun, parang the reveal was a little underwhelming. Like, you know, medyo maganda yung construction ng buto-buto eh. And then, muscle tissue bodysuit. It was giving... I mean, I looked at it. There's a lot of detail work in it that kind of just gets lost on camera. But it's giving kind of like Attack on Titan cosplay a little bit for me.
Okay. Ang tanong sa kanya is, what would you say to someone who thinks all Asians are the same? And she answered in French. I'm not sure if we ever got a translation.
Yeah, napanood ko to kagabi on the YouTube subtitles.
Essentially, ang meat or the thesis of her answer is that for you to look closely, na parang, do not dismiss us, exert a little bit of effort.
Live life with no regrets and keep moving forward. But basically is what she said.
Yeah. Of course, we wish na meron talagang actual translation in the edit. But you know, it is what it is. We unfortunately we know how her fate will end sa episode na to. But still, thank you for making Station Royale like a really epic premiere in our opinion. But you know, we move on next to Kitty Space. Ang kanyang roots to runway ay Moulin Rouge.
Yes.
A little burlesque.
Vietnamese cultural showgirl. I love that. This is branding.
And you know, at least I'm a showgirl, bitch. Go back to Party City where you belong.
It really has that like the French fashion sensibilities, a reference to Moulin Rouge, but still being owning up to and being responsible with her heritage.
Yes.
She wasn't playing into like cultural stereotypes. She was just like bringing fashion.
And for her reveal, meron siyang cocoon to butterfly. Again, dahil nga nag-Pokemon Evolution na reference kanina. So medyo gagamitin na rin natin dito. She definitely revealed it to something quite expensive and sophisticated looking.
Her second look, her reveal look is definitely much more exciting than her first look. But I think yung nitpick nila with her are the length of the dress,
the shoes.
Yeah, I understand that kasi parang the garment itself is great. I love the headpiece as well, but the accessorizing of like the black leather gloves with the like white chunky heel shoe and then the dress that doesn't hit the floor. It's kind of just like she left some T's uncrossed and I's undotted. Parang may ganong essence.
Got it. And then of course, ang kanyang tanong sa Q&A is, what is your opinion on cancel culture sa social media?
And she gave us the most philosophical, deep answer of France!
Diba? Na ginawa rin to ni LGD sa kanyang workroom entrance.
Yeah.
Na because meron silang Miss Universe or there was a pageant wherein meron silang representative na pag nagsasabi ng bansa, diba? Like, kunyari ako, Barangay Addition Hills! Tapos pag sa kanila, France! And, you know, it was a callback to that. I think, inassess din niya na parang, because yun lang yung balak niya na linya, like, I have to say this like by the end of the 30 seconds given to me. But you know, I get the reference. Not pretty sure kung ano ang placement niya sa episode na to. Kung siya ba ay nasa bottom or nasa safe na high. I don't know how everything went. But again, really happy that Kitty moves on to the next stage of the competition. And then up next, we have Yua. Ang kanyang roots to runway, of course, in-embrace pa rin niya ang kanyang pagiging American.
It's giving like 80s American pageant girl with like some Chinese accent.
Yes.
I actually really like this look.
I mean, sobrang pwede to agad pang promo ng season 12 ni na Jada.
Actually,
Diba?
oo
Ganun na ganun
Oo
siya.
nga, yeah.
The red, white, and rue. Diba? So,
She married the two ideas together really well.
Yeah.
And nakakatawa yung sinabi niya na parang the two most beloved countries in the world, US and China. And I'm
and the whole room laughed. And then when we go into her reveal, our audience also loved the way she revealed into a wolf kasi nga as a politician.
again, this is one of those instances of like, I feel like if she did this on a US season,
Yeah.
it would have garnered a stronger positive reaction than it
Correct.
did here.
Correct. Kasi parang isipin nyo ano yan, merong isang jet ski. Tapos pag tinanggal mo yung shell, nandun si Harry Roque sa loob.
Oh, parang ganun siya. It's a very political joke, and parang we can't expect our audience to be in touch with the politics from all around the world all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, parang I feel like it didn't land as hard as I would have expected it to on a US season.
Yes. Of course, ang tanong sa kanya is tipong like, I'm not sure if they ask this sa pageants, but they do ask this to cause people a bit of trauma, pero tinanong sa kanya yung who should go home tonight and why. And ang ganda lang din ng sagot niya kasi parang, I'm a wolf. How am I supposed to answer that question? And then sabi niya, you know what? I will just leave you a very universal, relatable message that say no to drugs, not unless somebody is paying for it.
I feel like US jokes aren't landing because they're so American.
Yeah. Pero I found it really funny.
Same. Like,
Yeah.
I it works for me. I
Correct.
just don't know if it worked for the production,
Yeah.
if parang the people, like, the editing team gave it justice in the edit. Parang, it just wasn't landing as how it probably would have had she been somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe like a reaction shot from the judges, I
Oo.
think definitely would have helped kind of build that case further. And then we move on to, Diyos ko naman, Kiana. I mean, you did not have to go this hard, girl. I mean, you could have gone 20% less hard and it still would have blown us away, but you decided to do so. This Roots to Runway, Kalabaw, gender fuck, parang kumo-cosplay, tapos dala niya ata yung bag ni Marina doon sa episode 1 ng
Yung
Yoke,
palay.
yung may palay. It's just, tapos yung meron pa siyang pakembot. It's just,
I remember-
girl.
I clearly remember her talking to me
Ay.
about this look.
Okay.
Concept pa lang, I was already sold.
Uh-huh.
Seeing it executed here is just
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Yeah. I
Kiana,
just-
like, she's that girl.
Yeah.
If there really was anyone from our season to go straight into an all-stars, it's really her.
Yeah. Siya talaga. And also the mug of this Kalabaw look, it is
Stamped.
it is talagang, horror beauty that she's going for, and it all works. It is the inventiveness and the sense of danger we come to expect from Kiana at sa runway. So to start the season with this runway, it's
And then her reveal yourself look.
correct.
Oh my
yung kanyang body bag. Of course, I saw glimpses of, I think si Gottmik did something like
Yes.
this for, I'm not sure if season 13 or All Stars 9. Pero the scalp, girl! Ano ni?
Tsaka maganda siya both versions of the look that's what makes that's what really like executes a reveal look flawlessly is if every stage of your reveal is the full look.
Correct.
And she did that, and the concept was just literally reveal yourself. So okay, ito yung laman loob ko.
Correct.
Ano pang kailangan nyo?
Diba? Body horror, the substance na like, I mean, it is like, her drag is always exciting. I
Yes.
guess yun talaga yung term, like, it's always exciting, and she keeps everybody excited. The performance she gave kagabi, we'll get into that later. But yeah.
So Kiana's Q&A question was, how can you teach kids to be proud of their Asian heritage? And I love the journey that she took.
Correct, mama.
Nag-start siya ng English.
Na think before think before you click, sobrang ang lakas tong tawa ko nun kasi
Correct.
sobrang, dahil medyo alam ko like how her brain works.
Parang,
I guess-
nag-start siya para seryoso muna siya. And then wala na siya maisip. So, think before you click. Tapos, tinagalog na lang niya. And yung answer niya was very like a vague, generic Miss Universe Q&A answer na para puso. Para,
Correct. And then, I guess yung comedy rin ito is the fact that she was doing this, wearing this, like, yun pa lang, sobrang comedy na siya eh. Tapos nung sinabi niya pang puso, like, oh, I have a prop here. Let me use this for my answer. It was just, I don't know, I sobrang bentang-benta ako dito as like a comedic piece. Sa totoo lang. And,
but the funny thing is, I don't think it was intentional.
pero like, sobrang tawa ako sa kanya. And lalo, like, meron pa siyang confessional, like, nasa ng mga bobo. And dito, like, napunta siya dito. It was just, I don't know, I guess ang ganda niyang balance sa sobrang very hard and how do I say this? Sobrang edgy na drag na pinakita niya to this, like, you know what, bobobohin ko lang kayo.
It's a very, Kiana-ism.
Correct, diba? Parang she gave us a very well-rounded showing this episode. Pero sobrang tawang-tawa talaga ako, as in.
So yeah, we all know how things turn out tonight. Our top 2 of the week are Siam Pussy and Kiana.
I just wish, we heard some of the pleading that happened siguro kay Something Wong and kay Madam Yoko, only because it adds to the gameplay of the twist. Because this twist, we love this twist every time it's in an all-star season.
That's where I have qualms with the editing now of like, ang dami nga kasing nangyari. I get their struggle of having to cut it down to a nice
an hour and
15 minute episode.
Correct.
But there's so much that happened.
Yeah.
So they have to like cut so many things out. We didn't get any of the pleading. We just had like some catty banter between Something and Madam Yoko.
Feeling ko talaga, the editors had a hard time here kasi there was so much meat on this bone. And no one is saying that may mga unnecessary parts sa episode because we all needed it. It's just that nabitin tayo, and I understand it. Na tipong, I'm sure yung offline cut nito, yung first pass nito, an hour and 45.
Correct.
Diba?
For the sake of runtime, a lot was literally left on the cutting room floor. And also, another thing I noticed in this episode, the editors love that yung parang cymbal sound every time they do a cutaway transition. May point na parang every 5 seconds ko siya naririnig. Parang, what is going on? But yeah, I mean, we get it. For the sake of the runtime, we got what we got.
Yes. And then we saw a quite thrilling lip sync, with Kiana going up against Siam Pussy as isa ka bang cat's eyer? Ano bang tawag sa
icon, as in spelled as I and then K, icon. So yes, I am an icon. So na-excite ako at this song. And then my girl, Kiana, breaks out into the actual choreography for the first chorus, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I have lived my best life today.
You know what I really love about yung performance ni Kiana dito is that just a year ago, we saw her already kill a lip sync against kay Zimba, and that was like pure like fight and energy to prove something.
Adrenaline, parang wild.
Correct. But this time, a year
Precise.
after, it's so precise. She knew when she had to like go Red Bull energy, but she knew when she had to just maybe play it for the camera and do the cat's eye steps, and that is just like next level Jedi Master performance muscles, like at play here.
And it's not that Siam was doing bad. She was actually like really stepping into this performance. She was doing really well. It's just that when the girl busts out the official choreography, paano mo tatapatan yun?
Correct, diba? So really like well-deserved win from Kiana. Kaka-post lang niya now nung kanyang performance sa Bekenemen kagabi. Guys, medyo OA. Like just trying to like remember it now.
If nakikita niyo ako nun, medyo parang
ang lala.
Kiana stan po ako in that moment. Sigaw na lang ako na sigaw sa gilid na she gave us a medley. She did Game Boy, Gnarly, and then Debut.
Cat's Eye pala yung Gnarly.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, I am 34.
Welcome
What
to 2025.
can I say? Oh my God. Sorry naman po. Sila pala yung Gnarly.
Yes. So, Kiana gave us like...
Natatawa yung prod person namin behind the camera. Sabi ito na yung Baust, ang tanga-tanga. Sorry
naman. She gave us the Cat's
naman.
Eye medley of a lifetime,
Yung
and I
pala
lived
yung
my
Gnarly.
best life as an icon and the Kiana stan and sister.
Pero grabe talaga kagabi. And like after her performance, like before we took that photo, I really just like took her hand. Sabi ko, ina yung ginawa mo, ang lalabe. Tapos syempre siya, talaga ba? Sabi ko, gago, ano ka ba? Sobrang lala.
Same.
As in.
I was able to talk to her like right after the episode and just congratulate her on a spectacular job, well done. Parang being her like seasoned sister, I was really, really proud. And parang sabi nga niya sa akin na she wasn't just trying to bring herself to the competition but really try to represent our season. And ang saya ko. Like, alam mo, parang akong proud parent na naiiyak kagabi na hindi ko maintindihan.
Yeah. Nakita ko yun like on stage, you know, when we were interviewing her. Yung meron kayong like tingin sa isa't isa na parang, tayo to season 3 win to. And I you know, she's such a sweetheart. I mean, kahit kita natin ang utak niya ngayon. Yeah.
So yeah, and Kiana decides to eliminate Madam Yoko. Ayun lang, parang hindi ko super nakita in the edit what her logic was.
Correct. I mean, hopefully, when we see this at the top of the next episode,
sana mas ma-explain.
Mas ma-explain niya. But that's it. The first lipstick elimination of the season. Really great premiere, in our opinion.
I feel like,
diba, it's our podcast, guys.
I feel like if we would have gotten an Untucked for this season, it would just be all the more better. So, alam mo, wala lang, baka lang may magawa
Release
silang,
the first pass.
Baka lang may magawa silang pulling the string somehow na all of a sudden for episode 2 and onwards may Untucked na. Hindi naman po kami magre-reklamo.
Correct. But you know, tipong like, nakakatawa kasi binigyan na tayo ng 1 hour and 15 minutes. Pero yung mga bakla,
Bitin pa rin.
hindi pa rin kami masaya. Kulang pa rin. Na tipong pag sobra, ayaw nyo. Kapag kulang, ayaw nyo pa rin. Well, you know, that is the paradox of being a homosexual. Okay.
We can never be truly happy or satisfied.
Correct. Because if we were, we wouldn't be here holding mics. Okay? Okay? But that is it. Next week is the Girl Group Challenge. Our viewing party. We'll be back in Apotheca. We have an epic lineup. We have Arizona, Bernie, Ivory Glaze.
We also have Minty Fresh. And we have from our local drag circuit, one of my favorite local girl groups, a trio of K's from Rampa. We have Katana, Kiari, and Kendra.
And tickets are now available, I guess, when this episode drops. So maraming salamat. Again, don't forget to click follow sa aming Spotify, okay, at sa aming YouTube, subscribe, and also thank you to Cream Silk for supporting the Kabaklaans. You know, we really, 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 really love them. So the display of hair and the support sa mga Kabaklaan, thank you so much.
But here we are again. We're on the ride for another thrilling season. We'll be here all season long for your viewing party and podcasting needs.
So don't forget to follow us on Instagram. That's Beckham and Pod. And I am Baus Rufo on Instagram. And hey, it's Baus on TikTok.
I am at MixChanel or at Mix.Chanel everywhere.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye!
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.